going back. Pocket full of hay, my shorty rolling up a swisher pack. Headed to the river where my buddies say they biting at. We fighting, then we fighting, we ain't scared of throwing hands. Either money, hole, or candy, babe, just meet me like a man. If you know, then you know. 912, what it do? From the other side of Georgia, I'm really just like you. I'm from the south side of GA in the sticks with them dogs running and they ain't afraid of shit. Truck bed full of corn and they riding with a 6-shot gun in the front, but that ain't a little pump. From the south side of GA in the swamp on these back roads, you can get your ass stomped. Just some country boys doing whatever we want. Yeah, we don't give a shit. It's the south side, bitch.
454 Cleveland hanging on the tree by chain falls. Crazy bitch down the road killed her husband with a chainsaw. Nowadays they'd even think you Graham and me don't care, y'all, cause we was barefoot and Dollar General with a bear claw. Ride it on a chain with an anchor that's a corkscrew. Better hope that bitch hold if she takes off towards you. Them trucks jacked up and them box Chevys too, they gotta be, cause them dirt roads is not very smooth. Troy said we ready and the state went nuts. Lil John put that crunk in your clubs. R.I.P. camouflage and we ain't talking about fashion. Y'all been hating on them dog bitch, but you know what happened. We took them titles back to back just like a Drake song. Charlie kicked the devil out his bitch, you better stay gone. We know if you made the sweet tea or lemonade wrong and leave the muddy shoes up on the porch if you gon' stay long.
South side of GA in the sticks with them dogs running and they ain't afraid of shit. Truck bed full of corn and they riding with a 6-shot gun in the front, but that ain't a little pump. From the south side of GA in the swamp on these back roads, you can get your ass stomped. Just some country boys doing whatever we want. Yeah, we don't give a shit. This the south side, bitch. Yeah, simple. Simple man, tell them they don't wanna make us mental. Pull up on them 35s, this is not a rental. Dirty like some mud, but I'm cleaner than a whistle. 2, 2, 3, we ain't riding with no pistol. I just hit the plug, he bout to meet me at the crystal. Say he got some fire shit, it's covered with them crystals. Roll another missile and I'm gone. I know how to find my way home. Bitch, I'm from the south side of GA in the sticks with them dogs running and they ain't afraid of shit. Truck bed full of corn and they riding with a 6-shot gun in the front, but that ain't a little pump. From the south side of GA in the swamp on these back roads, you can get your ass stomped. Just some country boys doing whatever we want. Yeah, we don't give a shit. This the south side, bitch.
What it is, what it was, what it will be. What up, everybody? It's TripleT, and I'm back with a special interview tonight. Y'all seen him on the rundown a couple times, and he is a legend of his own from South Georgia. I'm talking about the one and only from TripleT Records, Mr. Cymple Man. What up, Cymple Man?
Boom, boom, boom. What's up, TripleT? How you doing, man?
Doing good. Shout out to Paw Fresh in the chat. How you been? Oh no.
I'm good. Can't complain about nothing, man. Life is wonderful.
Okay. So like I said, I do my interviews a little bit different.
Hitman talking shit in there too, TripleT. Called our he put a bunch of trash can emojis. That shit, ban his ass from the chat. We about to blackball his ass.
Shout out to Hitman. What's up, Hitman? So before we get started, let me ask you this one question.
All right.
How did you link up with Dirty?
With your boy Dirty, you got to be specific when you say Dirty because it's too
right. Your boy Dirty.
I drive my wife crazy with that. I'm talking about Dirty, and she don't know which one. With your boy Dirty, actually, the first time I even worked something with him was through the Sticks. Then he sent me the Trailer Park Down in Georgia track, and that's how the remix came about. I had wrote a verse to that. They ended up doing a video for that, and I did one day I was at the house. I didn't get to do the video with them, and I had that verse, and I was like, man, I just want to put this verse out. So I did a little quick video clip of it, put it up, and me and him just started talking under that video clip, and he was like, man, I'm in Blackshear. That's my hometown. So we just linked up from there, just started working. And he's, bro, like the little bit of stuff y'all have heard in the first 24 hours sitting with Dirty and you know what I mean, or first 24, whatever, the first couple hours at his place, looking at his music and everything, he's got tons of stuff already, bro. He's a machine. He
Mm-hmm.
really is a machine, dog, and he's a
He
cool.
lives in that studio.
He does, bro, and he's really a humble guy. And I don't know, we from around the same area, man. It's like people that's from Blackshear, Brantley, Baxley, all that. We all kind of grew up the same way, and it's kind of easy for us to get along as long as you ain't no piece of shit. We're pretty easygoing folks down here. Me and him just clicked. He's actually tell you a funny little story, Triple T. He's actually married to one of my real good friends growing up, sister. One of my real good friends growing up is his brother-in-law now, and I actually put him in a verse. Me and Hard Target did a song called Wishing Wells, and on my verse I talk about we stole moonshine from Daniel Coe's dad till he figured out we watered it down way too bad. That's Daniel Coe is your boy Dirty's brother-in-law. Tell me that ain't some crazy shit.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you everything that I found out about you.
Oh
That
God.
way we get all the basic stuff out of the way and we can just chop it up after that.
Air
Okay?
it out. Let's go. All right.
Now, if I get any of this wrong, you can stop me at any time.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So Dustin Bennett, better known as Cymple Man, was born in Kingsland, Georgia.
That's wrong.
Really?
I've lived in Kingsland for majority of my life, but I was born in Waycross, grew up in Blackshear, which it's all within an hour of each other. But I know some sites have it as Kingsland. Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
You are from the great state of Georgia, which is my home state.
Sure.
You started rapping when you were in the 6th grade. You wrote your first rap for the DARE program, and the hook went like this. Yo, that's me because real life is drug free.
Where the hell did you find that at, bro?
You played all kind of sports in high school, and after high school, you went to Georgia Southern College,
Yep.
where you met a guy that wasn't the best person in the world when it comes to following the law. You both did a lot of open mics.
Yep.
He was 27. His
Yep.
rap name was Flight, and your
Yep.
group name was Carbon.
Damn, dude, you're good, bro. You're good. Yeah.
And before you were named Cymple Man, you went by the rap name of Cymple Simon.
That was like not very long at all, but yeah, that did. God, dog. Yeah. Yeah, bro.
When you were 19 years old,
Yeah.
you were rapping in front of Dallas Austin.
Yep, on the phone. Yeah.
Also opened for T.I. At the time, you didn't even know who T.I. was at the time.
Yeah.
When you auditioned one time for a record label, you were told that you had a 1980s flow.
Mm-hmm.
You still have a chip on your shoulder about that statement.
Yep. This is true.
You also ended up in the studio to record music in ATL that was owned by Magic Johnson. And
Yep.
the engineer at the studio said he wanted to work with you right then and there.
Yep.
And you ended up living in that man's basement for
Yeah.
about 6 weeks when trying to get signed by the label.
Yep.
When you did get signed by a record label in ATL, Clay and Brian from the Lax came to you to see how they can get signed at the
Yep.
time, and you told them not to get signed and to stay independent. And
Yeah.
the Lax are huge and staying independent because of your advice.
Well, I can't take credit for that. And tell me when you're done and I'll edit a little bit of this because
Okay.
it's very impressive, Triple T. I ain't gonna lie. That is very, very impressive. You did some homework on that. Go ahead though.
You are married. You have a 16-year-old son. When he was 9, you put a mic up in the living room. You told him to talk trash on the mic. When he was 14, you played it in front of his friends, and he got in a fight with one of his friends to try to put it on TikTok.
Yeah, that's close enough. Yeah.
You toured with the Lax and was credited with naming their fan base the Dirtbags.
Yeah.
You performed on stage with Hard Target while on tour with the Lax, and you did a live bit on stage with Ryan Fleming of Hard Target.
Mhm.
And during the live rap battles, the fans thought that they were real songs when you were really just doing diss tracks with each other live.
Yep.
You done songs with people like Paw Paw Fresh, your boy Dirty, Bregman DeVille, The Lax, Hard Target, Desi Lee, Overtime, just to name a few. You currently perform under the TripleT label. Um, Together, y'all perform a rap supergroup called Racket County, producing tracks with over 5 million views total on YouTube. The most popular album that you put out was Higgs Field. Says your first album released on March 2nd, 2018. Higgs Field was the name of it. Your most popular song is Get Out My Yard. You currently have 33,181 monthly listeners on Spotify. Your biggest song on Spotify with 1,413,726 streams, and the song is WTF.
Trash Fresh. Yep.
Did I leave anything out?
No, you did fantastic. I'll say that's great, man. That's really, I forgot even some of that happened. The first label with the Magic Johnson studio, I do want to say this: the guy that was the engineer in there, he wanted to work with us instantly. The label that we were up there with, which they were ahead of their time, and I think they don't even exist anymore. They knew that this thing was going to get. They knew the direction of music was going to go the independent route. They wanted us to create an underground buzz first, and then work to spending money at Magic Johnson studio, because that shit was, studio time back then was not cheap, man. And probably in a studio like that, you might even be looking at $100 an hour. I don't know what I don't know what the rate was. But yeah, so actually the engineer wasn't who I stayed with. I stayed with the CO of the label, and me and Flight was on air mattresses in his basement for like a month and a half, doing little underground. We go to barbecues, open mics. We went to some mansion party in Atlanta with a bunch of football players, and it was crazy, bro. It was wild. I thought we went to Bubba Sparks and Archie Eversole's record when they did "We Ready, We Ready." Bubba didn't actually make it to that show. I've talked to Bubba and told him this, that I was there that night that Archie released that. He was with Big Cat Records, I think back then was the name. But man, I was excited. I was excited to meet Archie. We freestyled with Archie and all that. But then I was like, man, I'm gonna meet Bubba, bro. Bubba is blowing up. He's a Georgia boy. I was so ready to meet Bubba and just like kick it with him and rap with him. And I actually didn't get a chance to do that until probably about, man, I don't know, 8 or 10 years later. I met him for the first time when he was with Yellow Wolf. We went and met with the story that Target tells about me confusing DJ Clever with Yellow. And I do want to also say that day, I think we was drinking whiskey since about 11 a.m. And this was probably about 9:30, 10 p.m. at night. We was in Nashville, TripleT. We was going crazy, man. So, yeah, I did do that. So no excuse, but, man, that's impressive, dog. You did a lot of research there.
All right, so I got 12 questions for you.
Let's go.
How did you link up with Hard Target? And how did it happen?
Okay, let me say this too, because people in this genre like they're understood, and I don't want to take credit for anything I didn't do. I'll get to the Hard Target thing in 1 second. When the Lax came and saw me in Atlanta, Clay, I had known Clay and Brian, I think from baseball and football back in high school. Rec ball, something. I remember playing ball against Clay. I remember how big Clay was at a young age. We graduated in 1999 the same time. And I had known about him. And then I had a friend whose cousin was good friends with Clay. And they drove up to Atlanta when we got that deal. And I didn't really convey to them and say, hey, listen, I don't want to take credit to think I was some mastermind. I didn't really say to them, hey, listen, stay independent. That's going to be where the money is. Don't sign a deal. But what I did try to tell them was, I don't know if you need to follow in my footsteps, man, because at that time, I didn't have a car. I was broke. I can't remember what we was doing, all kind of various shit to get money. So it was just not really a good it wasn't like it was cut out to be. You know what I mean? Like I was in a good spot, because I was in up there near Atlanta, but it wasn't like it was, all roses and because man, in the I have a bad problem with rambling, but what I'm getting at is, back then we grew up thinking a record deal was it. That's the golden ticket. You sign that record deal, you're gone. And I went up there and signed a couple of them and was like, what the hell are we doing? You know what I mean? I'm not even really getting in the studio at this time. Like, what the fuck is going on? So, all right, back to the hard target. How'd I link up with Target? Basically, I linked up with Wes first because him and Phil Curvin and this guy named Freddie Mac lived up in Atlanta, and they had a group called Lit Comp, and I found them on Reverb Nation by happenstance, just looking for people to work with on Reverb Nation, looking for Georgia artists to work with. And what happened was I looked them up and I saw that they had a video shot by a video group called Signal Point in Atlanta. And I knew Ritz was working with Signal Point because I just went. If Jabs is in here in the chat, and Scram, I don't know if they're in here, but we had just like a month prior to that been up there in Atlanta with Ritz for his video shoot on Walking on Air, which was dope as hell. And Signal Point shot that. So basically, when I saw that Lit Comp was working with them, I was like, these dudes are serious. They're taking their craft serious. Let me get in touch with them. Went up there the first night, met Wes Nile. If y'all don't know who Wes is, that's Wes Nile. He produces for Bravo and Savannah Dexter now. But we started up there in Atlanta working together. And bro, I came up to him and I think we did 4 songs in the first night of me working there with him. 2 of them we wrote, 2 of them was old. And one of them I came up to Wes and I was like, listen, man, I got this idea for this hook. It's like this. Dot, 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 dot. And I rapped the hook to him and he started banging it out on the keyboard. Boom, 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 boom. And after we knocked out like 2 or 3 of them, we was both smoking cigarettes at this time. Went outside to have a cigarette break. And we was both like, it was basically a conversation without a lot of talking. We was like, I can tell you've been doing this a while. I can tell you have too. We need to work. We need to work. You know what I mean? So we just kind of instantly started working together. And then Wes is from the Brooksville, Spring Hill, Tampa area where Target is. Wes knew Target for years before he went up to Atlanta. And basically Wes ended up moving back home. Our group, which was Psychobilly Cadillac, which we put out 1 album and we did tour or did a bunch of shows with that. We did a lot of shit with Psychobilly Cadillac though, but we ended up splitting up. I'm still working with Wes. Wes kind of introduces me to Target, and we just started working from there, man.
How was it when you first linked up with him? Did y'all click right away?
The first thing we did a song called "Fuck That." That was actually still with Psychobilly Cadillac was still there. We recorded a couple songs with him prior to us completely dismantling Psychobilly Cadillac. But yeah, I think we both kind of knew right away that we were like, actually I'll tell you, the first time I asked him to do an EP together, before I could get it out of my mouth, we had done like 2 or 3 songs together or an album. We weren't really doing EPs back then, but I called him up and I was like, hey man, I like what we're coming up with. I got a lot of faith in what we're doing. And I said, do you wanna? And he said, yes. And I said, make an album together? He's like, yep. I knew what you was about to say. I answered you before you said it. Let's work. And we made some of the best music I've made in my life. I think he'll say the same thing. And we got a bunch of momentum. And we thought that we were going to just continue to carry that momentum. And, life happens, man. Life happens. And things kind of came up in my life. Personally, I'll take full responsibility for not really continuing to be out on the road like that. But, man, we still work together. Things happen for a reason. It ain't on our time anyway. You know what I mean? So
That is true. I believe that a lot. I believe everything in this world happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Very well said. All right, so you knew Brian and Clay back in the day. When did you link back up with the Lax, and how did that happen?
Oh, that's a crazy story too. I was at I had this house in Brunswick, man, and I lived up there for a little while. Basically, I was sitting in the house on a Friday night, didn't have anything to do. Got on my phone and saw that Clay and them were in Blackshear at they were having a Christmas get together at Moccasin Creek Off Road Park. Shout out to Moccasin Creek Off Road Park too. They've let me get on stage a lot. Um, but I saw they were there for a Christmas party, and the way he had it worded was he was like a business party or family. It was for everybody he was working with in music, and I had hit Clay up periodically through the years and said stuff here and there. And so I was like, man, I'm gonna just hit him up. But there's always, as a rapper, as an artist, and I mean as a person in general, a lot of times you just don't like to come off as begging or asking somebody to, hey man, can I come around and can I do this? And be honest with you, that's probably been a lot of things that's held me back in music is because I don't like asking nobody for shit. I just don't, man. You know what I mean? If we're gonna work, then let's work. But I'm not gonna like kiss nobody's ass. I don't care what, you know what I mean. Let's just keep it on a level, you know. Let's just be people. But I just didn't want to. I didn't want to do it, and finally, I talked myself into it. And I was like, I'm just gonna shoot him a text and just see how he's doing, man. And he was like, man, we in Blackshear right now. Come out. So I loaded up and drove about an hour away. And man, we ended up just drinking beer. And by the end of the night, I was playing him some of the new stuff I was working with Target. And he really liked it, man. He was like, man, we need to get together and we need to get on the road. And from there, sprung into first, the label was going to be called Barn Burner Entertainment. And me and Ryan and Wes were going to be artists on that. And then it became Dirt Rock. I think Brian came up with that name, and from there we helped to build. We were a part of being there with Dirt Rock, and Clay and Brian did a ton for us, and I like to think that we did our part to help build that label and build that brand. And Clay and Brian know, man, if they ever want to do anything with me, I'm there at a drop of a hat, no matter what it is. We've got unreleased stuff still now sitting in their studio that's, I think, some really good shit that we haven't fully completed. So yeah, man, they're good people, bro.
Are you ever going to complete it?
I don't know. We've talked about it before, but it's like it's kind of more of the Racket County vibe stuff. And I think right now they're fully concentrating on, keeping their music out, which they do have a new album coming out. I think it's called Trainwreck. So y'all check that out. They got new tour dates coming up. But I do got some hair in there. Somebody say you ain't got no hair in there. Oh,
No, air.
oh yeah. I had a portable AC unit in here, but I sent it to my mother-in-law's house because her AC went out. So we in the microwave tonight, baby.
Hey, I got mine running. I don't know if it's making too much noise or not, but it's hot down here.
No, you good.
Okay. All right. So I've seen you on numerous interviews. You talked about this, and this might be a sore subject, but I know that you work full time, and you said that you're very blessed to have the job that you have. I'm not going to ask what it is, but why not dedicate more time towards your music career so you can do it full time?
I'll be dead honest. The first thing that pops in my mind when you say that is benefits and healthcare. That's the first thing that pops into my mind when you say that. With the way, like, you know, it's funny in America. Like I saw this meme one time talking about how Breaking Bad. They're talking about how nobody questions our Medicare, how bad our medical is in this country when they made the whole premise of Breaking Bad being a aging teacher that can't afford his own cancer treatment, so he becomes a meth drug lord. You know what I mean? And nobody once was like, "Wow, that's screwed up." That he can't afford medical. You know what I mean? But it's the way it is here. And honestly, like I had just come to a point with that. I had exhausted all my leave to be able to tour and do the things under the Racket County and the Hard Target as a group that we were on the road for about 3 years there, and every bit of my leave was going towards shows. And I was linking a Friday and a Monday to the weekend so we could go drive to Ohio or whatever we were doing. We were road warrior killing it for about 3 solid years there, man, and I loved every bit of it. But when you're splitting the money 3 or 4 ways, you're coming home, you're selling merch, you're reinvesting in everything. I mean, I have a job right here. It's like that saying, bird in the hand versus two in the bush. What do you do? And I know people take that jump, and I know people take that leap, but I had at the time I had a young, 8 or 9 year old, 9 or 10 year old stepson and a baby on the way. So it just came down to me like I guess if I'd have been probably 10 years younger, Triple T, I'd have dove off that ledge. You know what I mean? If I'd have been 10 years younger, I'd have dove out there and said, it's fine that I have a stepson and a kid on the way. I'm going to be all right. I'm going to make it. But after I had 10 years of being like battle torn and weathered through this shit, like, hey, man, you might not make it. You know what I mean? You might want this more than anything, but you might not make it. Wanting it and having skill and, I think I saw something the other day where you was talking to Calhoun, and he was like, it don't matter how good you are, man. There's a lot of people that are good that don't
Yeah,
ever. Right. I mean, it's a
that's
thousand.
true.
Oh, there's so many. I've met so many artists in my life that I'm like, damn, this dude's dope. Damn, this guy's awesome. Damn, not so many. I'm gonna kind of backtrack on that. Not so many, but I've met so many that are good enough to make it by the bar that's out there. You know what I mean? And so I just felt like at that time I couldn't do it. And actually, me and Ryan spoke about it. We had a good conversation, and it was like, look, man, I can't do anything else I can't get out here on the road like I was able to prior to this. So go ahead and run with it. It was his name to begin with anyway in the beginning. So I just bowed out of the Hard Target name, and as did, Wes and all of us. It was a kind of a weird time, man, because it was like, damn, dude, are we really gonna stop doing what we're doing? You spend 3 years, 3, 4, 5 years, however long it was, with the same people making music, and you really, really put everything into it. It's kind of hurts when you have to be like, man, we have to kind of slow down. You know what I'm saying?
That was a hard pill to swallow, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. It wasn't easy.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
But you know what? I'll say this about us: we have all handled it like adults and been like, we all still work together and do everything together, man. I mean, you see it. We're all still networking together, bro. And there's not a better group of dudes I'd rather be doing this shit with.
Do you ever think that there will come a time when you'll be able to do music full time?
Yeah. I mean, I think that could be tomorrow. I never have ever stopped putting that's one thing I think people get confused about me. I'm just really honest with my thought process at times in my life. If you ask me that question about, what I was thinking, I tell you exactly what I was thinking and why I chose that route. You know what I mean? But it has never ever been a thought in my mind to where I didn't think I was good enough or I didn't think I could make it. I know that if you put me on stage and you cut a mic on and you give me one of my tracks, I'm gonna melt some people's face, man. I'm gonna have some people asking at the end of it, who the fuck was that guy again? What's his name?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't feel like that, then you don't need to make any music, period. if you have any doubt in yourself, I can understand doubting in the beginning, but if you 4 or 5 years into it and you still doubting yourself, hang it up.
One thing I did forget to mention, I believe in 2022, you were nominated for Best Lyricist of the Year, weren't you?
Oh, word, I don't know.
Or
No.
they called it the Best Spitter at the time.
Oh, I don't know. What was the award show? The damn American
Um, it's
porno.
one of those online magazines that do independent music nominated you for Best Lyricist of the Year in 2022.
That's dope as hell, man. I don't know. Whoever did that, I greatly, greatly appreciate it because I pride myself on being a lyricist.
Okay. Now this one's going to be kind of deep.
Go ahead.
Not as an artist, but as an individual.
Yep.
Who was your biggest family member that influenced you growing up?
Ah. Ah. You know, I'm going to take a Switzerland kind of approach to this, and I'll tell you why. My parents divorced when I was 4, and both of them have been meant a lot to me in my life. Uh, they both have faults, just like anybody does, but I love them both, and I don't want to say either or on that aspect because they both have been major influences. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose to go with my grandfather, and it is true. It is true. It's not a stretch. He died when I was 12, but I didn't realize how much powerful things he was showing me in my life until later on when I reflect back. And I remember him working, being gone before the sun came up, coming home at dusk. And I was a little, wired up 7 or 8 year old wanting to play baseball and all this. And I remember him getting out in the yard with me and letting me pitch to him and bending down and his knees cracking every time to play catcher while I'm out there pitching to him on the hard dirt. And he ended up passing away of emphysema, so he had breathing problems. And I remember him, I used to want him to tickle me, so I used to, you know, pick on him and call him names. I called him a big fat chicken. Matter of fact, when he died, I had my mom got an arrangement made and put big fat chicken on it at the funeral. I'm sure the people that came in was thinking, "What is that?" But that was special. It was special with me and my grandpa, man. Like he would I'd call him that, and he'd tickle me. But the thing about that, what I'm saying that for is because he would tickle me till his face would be red and he couldn't hardly breathe. He'd be out of breath. And I'm not realizing that. And I'm still aggravating him. And then he'd go again. You know what I mean? Like he damn sure he didn't have time to recover, and anyway, he just showed me that, hardworking. He was a hardworking man. He was an honest man. He would come up there and he would help out. My grandmother worked for the 4-H center in the community, and he would come up there and help out with all the food drives. Used his truck to go help everybody in the world he could. Anytime our neighbor needed anything, he was there. And I saw all that as a little kid. And, you don't realize when you're soaking it up what you're really seeing. So
All
I
right.
said my grandfather, Ray DeLoach, was a bit. Actually, what's crazy about you asking me that now, Triple T, and me having that response, somebody sent me today on my Instagram the song Reverse. That's off my Higgs Field album that I wrote about him. When he passed away, I had a dream that he visited me. My little sister was only 4 or 5 at the time, and she was having trouble figuring out that our granddad had died. And she used to just get her heart broke every time we went to my grandma's house for like months because she thought he was there. And he came to me in a dream, man, driving. He had a whole old silver. My grandmother had an old silver Cadillac with red leather interior. And he came to me in that dream, and I got to hug his neck one more time. And it was like my grandmother and my mom knew that he was gone, but he came there to say bye to me, and he also came there to make peace with my sister Tori. And what's weird about that is after that, it was like she shifted gears and kind of stopped asking for him anymore over there and kind of understood. It was a real strange thing.
What was the name of that song?
It's called Reverse. I actually have an audio recording of him and my and my sister. He used to call her Miss Hollywood, and he recorded her back then on a little tape voice recorder. And I actually have an audio recording of them at the end of that song talking back and forth.
All right. So if your grandfather was, let's we're gonna play a hypothetical game. Okay.
Okay. All right.
If you could have one more day with your grandfather,
Mm-hmm.
right? What would you do with him? What would you say to him? And what do you think he would say to you about your career?
I know he would tell me to watch my mouth. I know he would tell me to watch my mouth around the kids and not steer them in a bad direction because he made sure that everything was man, you gonna choke me up, bro. Damn, this is hitting me now. You like to do this. I know you like to do this. I know you
Well,
like.
I got one more thing once you're done. It's gonna blow your mind.
Well, look, I'll say this. I would love to sit there with him, and he had this little black and white television in the back of my grandmother's house, man, and he would watch. Actually, it was like, you remember when the TVs had very faint color on them, like it
Mhm.
was almost like a antique-ish looking color. I think it was that, but some channels were black and white. But he would watch the Chicago Cubs play. He liked the Cubs, he liked the Cubbies, and he liked the Braves. I know that don't make no sense, but he liked both of them. I can't remember why he liked the Cubs, but I was sitting there with him. I'd watch a game of baseball with him.
How old was he when he passed?
I was only 12 when he
How old
passed.
was he?
54, 54.
Oh, he
Something.
was young.
He was very young, man. He was very young. I was the last person to speak to him. That's a lie. He did tell my grandmother he distract bro. It's crazy. The end of his life was weird. There's been a lot of people in my family that have had strange passings, but when he was gone, I know he knew he was leaving. I was the last person he spoke to, but he did tell my grandmother when he got off the phone with me that he wanted to get some more pillows to go out and find the nurse. But he knew he was about to take his last breath, man, and he sent her out of the room to go do that. When she came back in, he was gone. But he had just got off the phone with me. Anyway, that's another story. What'd you ask? What would we do?
What would you do? What would you say to him? And what would you think he would say about your career?
I think I would say to him that I'm trying as best I can to be the type of man that he showed me to be, and that I understand what he meant when he always told us that family's first. And I don't know, man. I'd probably play some. I can't remember if he played. We used to play a card game with my grandmother called Spite and Malice when I was little. It's basically an entire deck game. You end up playing like a whole deck out. I don't remember how it works now, but I think he played it with me and her, and I'd play it with both of them if I could have her back too. And man, just eat some home cooked food over there. Sit in the living room, and he'd probably tell me more than anything to watch my mouth, to not smoke anymore, which I have stopped. And I don't know, man. Just be a good person.
Okay. Now I need you to just bear with me on this because I think I can tell in your voice that you miss your grandparents very much.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So I got to ask you a personal question.
All right, bro. We can't do too much of this now. T, I'm a rapper, bro. I'm rapping on people, dog.
How old? How old are you right now?
I'm 43. I just turned 43 in April.
All right. 40. All right. I also know that you're a person of faith, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to show you something that is hopefully this will take the ease and make things easier for you and the pain away from you every time you miss your grandparents or anybody in that matter, friends or family. Okay. Okay. So I have a pin here. This pin represents you and your grandfather. It also represents 100 years. Now, in the Bible, it says it took God 6 days and 6 nights to create the heaven and earth. Do you know how long one day to God is in our timeline?
I have not a clue, but it's probably years and years and years.
It's 1,000 years.
I was going to say 1,000. That's crazy.
If you go to the book of Peter's, I believe Peter 2:23 talks about one day to God is 1,000 years to us. So in our timeline, it took him 6,000 years to create the heaven and earth, but in his timeline, it only took 6 days.
Right.
Now, if you notice on this pin, I got 2 lines drawn on it.
Yep.
This first one is you when you were 12 years old when your grandfather passed.
Yep.
This was how old your grandfather was when he passed at 54. And at the end of it is the 100-year mark. Okay. So if you live to be 100, which I believe you will, you'll have gone 88 years here on earth without seeing your grandfather. That's a long time.
To us.
All right. Now, if I take this pin and I place it on the ground of the earth, and I take another pin of said length and place it on top of it, that'd be 200 years, right? And another pin be 300 years, another pin 400, and so forth and so forth. To the moon and back, how many pins do you think it would take?
Shit, I can't.
An ungodly amount. So we're going to call that eternity.
Right.
All right. So if this pin represents 100 years, and if you live to be 100, that means you'll go on 88 years here on earth without your grandfather. The good thing is when you die and you get to heaven, do you know how long it'll be since the last time you seen your grandfather?
Probably like 2 or 3 minutes.
1 second.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just remember, God says our life is like a vapor. It's that quick.
It is, man. It is.
So the moral of the story is every time you miss your grandparents or anybody in that matter, pick up an object that reminds you of them, call them by their name, and say, I'll see you in 1 second.
Yeah.
That's how long it would be since the last time you seen them.
I like that.
And with that being said, we're going to play this song right here. To really get people in their feelings, we're going to play Reverse.
Oh, you got it.
The trick to the answers is that there aren't any. The trick to the cancers is that there are plenty. So read your Bible or whatever book that you prefer. Just try to receive any message from the universe. I think it's time that time is making matters worse. Just don't stop believing when you have the urge. There's been a surge of misconception. Trust is now a weapon. Public protests reflect grotesque pinned up aggression. I just want us all to see it in the worst way. We hate each other cause we don't know why we're here in the first place. So who am I to tell you and who are you to tell me? I guess we'll all see when the bell rings. But I know there's something out there and that compels me. Cause I hope to greet my loved ones with angel wings someday. After granddaddy died, he drove that 85 Cadillac to me in my dream. He rolled down the window, leaned out the red interior, and I knew it was more than what it seemed. He just passed away, been gone a couple days, but this visit was deeper, I can tell. So I told him that I loved him, grabbed his neck and hugged him, and he went to live somewhere else as he put it in reverse. He backed out that drive that night, and I don't think I felt more alive in my life. I know we like to question whether death is wrong or right, but I knew then that old man be alright. There was an eerie calm to it, like a movie I was watching. I had to let him go, I knew I had no other option, so I soaked it all in. That old silver caddy, that's been the last time that I've seen my granddaddy. Now you can argue that this was just a figment, that I was merely dreaming and he never paid a visit. My mind's logic doesn't know if it is or isn't, but my spirit, well that's a little different. He was as real as the breath I'm putting on the mic now. Came to show me after lights out. And death is just a passageway, so be bold and brave. The Lord let granddaddy teach me lessons from the grave. After granddaddy died, he drove that 85 Cadillac to me in my dream. He rolled down the window, leaned out the red interior, and I knew it was more than what it seemed. He just passed away, been gone a couple days, but this visit was deep. deeper, I can tell. So I told him that I loved it, grabbed his neck and hugged him, and he went to live somewhere else as he put it in
Okay,
reverse.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Miss Tori Baby. Ladies and gentlemen, wasn't that beautiful? Miss Payton, I thank you a lot for coming by to see us. She will be back with us on the air this coming Sunday, so be sure and tune your televisions in and look at her playing and dance. Thank you very much. This is Raider Lou talking with Corey Payton.
After Granddaddy died, he drove that 85 Cadillac to me in my dream. He rolled down the window, leaned out the red interior, and I knew it was more than what it seemed. He just passed away, been gone a couple days, but this visit was deeper, I could tell. So I told him that I loved it, grabbed his neck and hugged him, and he went to live somewhere else as he put it in reverse. As he put it in reverse. As he put it in reverse.
And we wish you a very good night.
That was dope right there.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
That was dope. I like that.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about that? I just noticed now after talking about it, you can hear when the third verse comes in where he's talking to my sister, you can hear him coughing. You can hear the emphysema in his lungs. That was towards the end of things too. It's crazy. I actually did that. I actually transferred that off of a cassette to have the MP3 just because cassettes fuck up through the years, and I did that for my mom, so we had it. I didn't originally put it on there like to make a song out of, and then I started writing that song one day, and I was like, let me just see if I can put this sample, this audio in here, and I thought it worked out pretty well.
Well, you know, I tell everybody that does music or YouTube content creators, every time you upload a song to YouTube or you go live on a panel or you do a video, you're actually making a time capsule for future generations to watch.
Right.
So your great grandkids, 100 years from now, they're going to be able to look back at this and say, yo, that was my great grandfather right there, Cymple Man.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of dope to think about that.
It is, bro. It's really deep. It's really you don't really realize the fingerprint you're leaving here,
Yeah.
I think about that stuff a lot more lately too, man.
Oh, trust me, the older you get, you think about it even more.
I get it.
Okay. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
What were we going to say?
I'm just saying, like, I think that needs to be in people's conscious mind a lot more than it is. You need to think about what comes out of your mouth and what are you saying, what are you doing? Not necessarily on every song, but like, are you doing this to steer this person? Are you misleading this person? Are you being a piece of shit? Because a lot of us are on a daily basis, and we even know it. We just think that it's okay. We might tell somebody some shit just because we don't really want to take the time to explain to them how it really is. Maybe you should take that time.
Yeah, because you never know when your time's up.
Yep.
Like my sister-in-law, she just passed away Wednesday. She was only 58.
Sorry, man. Sorry to hear that.
So you just never know. When the good Lord wants you, he's going to take you. There's nothing you can do about it.
Bro, and every one of us can get our ass touched. There's a lot of people that think they can't, but they sure can. Life and death's going to win every time, bro. They undefeated.
That's right. All right, so do you have any plans of doing any tours in the future?
I'd love. I mean, you name them, long as they're, I'm not gonna name individual people because I'll tour with, damn near anybody that's making some noise out here, man. I'm not gonna say that I have like favorites over people. I wouldn't. It wouldn't really bother me who I'm touring with as long as our music is similar. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna get out there and for my little time on stage, I'm gonna make that a Simple Man show for a minute. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to be cocky with that either, but it doesn't matter to me as long as our music's similar. Like I'm not gonna be able to go out with I know she's dead, but Amy Winehouse, her music and mine, they're not gonna like me
Right.
get doing double wide and then her singing about rehab. Well, they might actually like that. They might actually like double wide and then rehab. I don't know. That might work together perfect. I could, I could be dead wrong with that shit. But
Okay. So you're up to touring with anybody who's putting out good music then.
yeah, man. Anybody that's I hate to say it this way, but like I don't want us to. I've been there and done the stuff where you go around and you do hole in the walls, and I'm not opposed to doing that. But right now, if I'm using my leave and my time away from my family,
You're gonna
then I
be
want
worth your
to
while.
go rock some shit, man. I want to go get in front of some people, man. I've had the opportunity to do that already in my life, and I'm very blessed for that. And I don't take any of that for granted. I may never get the opportunity to do it again, but I would love to. And
Well, you did say that you are going to go to the Fourth of July festival, right? And
yeah, I'm gonna go up there for that. Matter of fact, I got to talk. I got to figure out who I'm getting on stage with. I already know two of them, but I might be there early and do a little bit with your boy Dirty if he wants to. I'm gonna talk to him about it. He mentioned it one time already, but I went out of the country for a month this past year, and that kind of we had just dropped our EP. We had just and then I left for a month to go with my job, and so he's touring now. So we got to get on the same page with that. Make sure he's down because I'm I'm 100%. I'll be there if he wants to do something.
okay, what can Simple Man's fans expect from Simple Man in the future?
I got 5 songs right now. I was listening to them today, making sure the mix down's where I like them and all that. And I'm gonna put out a new EP. Give me about a week or two to get some graphic work done. And I think Hard Target produced one of the tracks on here. He's in the process of mixing and mastering it. It's a dope track too. You're gonna like it, Triple T. It's called Troll, and it's about internet trolls, bro. It's about internet trolls, bro, and it's good. I like it. And
Y'all got plan on doing a video for it?
I don't know, man. Right now, I'm really at the point where I know everybody wants videos. I want videos. I love videos as much as anybody does.
You can do a video just taking screenshots
I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm
from
gonna do.
the internet.
I'm gonna do more of the phone. I'm gonna do more of my phone videos, just performance videos to put out content. But I don't know about shooting a bunch of official music videos. It's just tough.
I'm talking about for the troll song. You can just take screenshots from people's chat and put that in the
Oh, I might could do something like that with that. Yeah,
yeah.
I think this one needs a good video. This one needs like a. I'm picturing like a Eminem stand where Stan was down in that basement where it was raining and he was writing him like having a troll down in the basement, like typing a bunch of bullshit up. Have him with a big ass thing of cheesy puffs, just cheesy puffs all over the trolling people.
That'd
Yeah,
be dope. That would be dope.
yeah.
Funny as all get out.
We may do something like that, bro. Me and Bredwin and Target through the years, man, we have shot some awesome stuff like that. That window seat video, man, there's scenes in that video. I still watch it and I'm like, this looks like a movie, man. And Bredwin's only getting better. Bro, you
Yeah.
don't you can put Bredwin in this little bitty studio closet I'm in right now and he'll shoot a video and make it look like you're in a museum, bro. He's phenomenal. And we shot that Ricky Bobby video was fun, bro. I was in a video with the Lax where Dirty came down. I can't remember the name of the song, but Dirty built a whole wrestling ring in Baxley and brought 2 guys out that were amateur wrestlers. And I dressed up in all this feathery shit and had this big hat on and playing like we're WWE wrestlers and stuff. And came out and what I can't remember the name of that song. If I figure it out, I'll leave a comment under this video if y'all want to watch it. But all that stuff is fun as hell to me, man. You're in the entertainment business, so I think people forget that a lot of times when they're rappers and they want to be like super hard and everybody wants to be such a fucking tough guy, man. And it's like, man, just do something fun every now and then too, man. Take the edge off and just have a good time. I mean, your kids, your kids might not want to watch all that tough shit. You know what I mean? If they saw their dad on there doing some wrestling video, dropping an elbow or something, that might be cool to them. I don't know. I think of things differently sometimes. I think like I know I'm a good rapper, but I just feel like sometimes you can have a little more fun than people are willing to have.
Well, I believe you're one of the most underrated rappers in the game, if you ask me.
Bro, I appreciate it.
Your numbers should be way bigger than what they are.
We'll see if they get there, man. I've been bitter for so long about all that stuff, man. I'm just trying to not even entertain those thoughts no more, bro, honestly. If they get
That's
up
good.
there, they get up there, they do. If they don't, I'm gonna continue doing what I love to do, man. It's not gonna change me. I'm not gonna live for that anymore, And that's kind of what I meant the other day. I did feel like I needed to clarify the other night when we were on there and I was going so hard. Well, I think what was that on the rundown?
Mm-hmm.
Adam was on there and I was going so hard about, man, fuck the internet, and I'm not gonna, because I saw he went and clarified that and everything. Man, I just really mean like for me at the age I'm at, sometimes I just start thinking like, is it worth me taking away time from doing other shit for me to go shoot another video in my yard? You know what I'm saying? And me to spend the whole evening doing that and editing this just to put it up and it not change anything. And I think anybody, with any sense, after you do this for years and decades and things, you will start having those questions in your head. Why am I continuing to do that portion of this? Why am I continuing to do these socials and these videos? I know that there's a rhyme and reason to it. I get the whole formula. But when you're doing it, and then it don't add up. You're doing it, you don't see change. You're doing it, you don't see change. You have to start going back and questioning that. But ultimately, I do know he's 100% right. And actually hearing it from his mouth the other night has encouraged me more to get my social game up. I don't know if I've been posting a lot more since we had that talk, doing some videos and stuff, because it is real, man. It's the world we live in. You got to have that. You got to stay hot.
Yeah, because I interviewed Bravo Gator one time, and he said that the internet and the home studio has ruined the music game.
Yeah, I don't think.
The reason why he said that was 20 years ago when you put an album out, it cost you $50,000.
Yeah.
He said, but with the home studio that costs $200-300, and the way the internet is, anybody can put a song out. And he said, when you get people who think they can rap, who shouldn't rap, they put all this stuff out, it floods the market to where artists like you or other artists, they have to struggle through all that stuff to get seen. You got to fight through all that settlement. So I have to agree with that statement.
I agree with that too, to a certain degree, but I also think back because I lived and tried to make music in those times when it was $50,000 for an album and studios were, money for hourly rate and all this shit, and labels where everybody wants a record deal. But look, the thing I'll say about that is, yeah, he's right. It would take $50,000 for an artist to come out, but there was only a select amount of people that were even getting the opportunity then. And you really had to be right place, right time. I mailed in so many demos. I handed so many demos to so many people. I went to conventions, open mics, radio stations, hand-to-hand, artist managers, artists that were touring, anybody that came through Statesboro, put shit in everybody's hand I could think of, got these press kits done and all this. Not a peep ever. You know what I mean? Ever. Did this for years. I got some cool shit out of it. I got to sit around and chill and work with Danny Boone and rehab and all that. And that was really dope, man. Danny's I can't say enough good about Danny, man. He's awesome just to be around somebody that creative. But you know, um, so with the do-it-yourself era, I can be at my house in South Georgia and get the notice of A&R in New York. You know what I'm saying? You would never have had anything to bridge that relation besides driving up there and trying to get in the doors of a studio or trying to get on somebody's email list and all this shit. And you know, at least I'll say nowadays you have avenues, more avenues to be heard.
Oh
He
yeah.
is right though. He is right with how much it floods the market, but it was already flooded back then. You were getting mails, they're getting thousands of demos a week mailed to these record labels. Just tons. I've seen biography or not biography, what's it called? Fucking documentaries where they go back and look at these old record label footage where they're like, this is our demo room, and they pan the camera over and you just got stacks of burnt CDs and albums and cassettes just thrown in there, you know?
Well, that's how Eminem got founded by Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
He sent a demo CD in, and it fell on the floor. It was in his garage. And one day he walked out and he picked it up, and it just so happened he popped it in the CD player, and that's how Eminem got founded.
I've heard different variations of that, though. I've heard it through the years where also he had a buzz going into that 97 Rap Olympics where he absolutely destroyed everybody he faced except that last dude. Can't remember his name. But I've heard that Dre kind of knew who he was when he did pop that tape in, but that Dre didn't realize he was white, which is crazy.
Yep. All right. Now that you're a father, how has it changed you as an artist making music today?
It probably should have changed me more with my language, to be honest with you. That is one thing. I live down here in the Bible Belt, man, and rappers say the word fuck, and I say it. And I use bad language. Sometimes I think that's held me back more than anything is just my mouth. But how has being a father changed me with my music?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wrote that song, Follow Your Heart, and dedicated that to my daughter. It does. I don't know if it takes the edge off. I still feel like I got that angry MC in me, man, and I don't know. I don't know if that'll ever die. It's probably the same reason you got like Eminem's 50 years old making Slim Shady sound and stuff. I think a lot of rap never dies in them, man. There's a lot of. I don't know. I don't know how it's changed me. I would leave that up to the listener to say they could go back and look and see what they thought was different, because I don't think I've really changed too much.
Okay.
Hey, what's up? You need me? Thought my wife just walked out here. Go ahead.
All right. Why do you think people feel that you are a country rapper when I consider you a rapper? And is there anything that you would do to change their mind to think that you're not a country rapper? Or do you think you're a country rapper?
Real quick, what's up, Dirty? What's up, Big Buzz? No, I'm like, Bubba's fought this fight his whole career, man, or kind of, I feel like Bubba's kind of had to deal with it his entire career, and he says it the best. I'm not a country rapper, I'm a rapper from the country. But to be honest with you, that don't really hang me up. I don't get too worked up over it if people call me a country rapper, because I know what I'm able to do on the mic, and I know that it ain't gonna. Everything you hear from me ain't gonna be country sounding hip hop. I'll do some stuff with country elements in it. I'll talk about country living. I'll talk about whatever. I'll talk about the stuff I've lived through. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't bother me if they call me a country rapper. I don't care. I don't care, because the way I feel is someone buys my album, anything I've ever been a part of, if they're a fan of rap, they're going to listen to it and they're going to say, that motherfucker can rap. And that's all I care. That's all I've ever cared about. You know, I've always liked rapping. I've liked putting words together. I've liked trying to be the most clever every time I'm on the mic. Like me and Ryan were talking on the rundown the other night, man. You know, I've always tried to just write my best every time I want to write my best verse. I want to top myself. And I think when people hear me, that's what they get. So I don't care what they call it. Let the listener be the judge, you know.
Facts, I agree. All right. Now, before we started, I told you I was going to play my favorite song by you, and you asked me what it was. I said, I'm not going to tell you just yet. So the song that I'm talking about is Prayer with
Oh
you
yeah.
and Bradwin DeVille.
Oh yeah.
You left in my comment section, you was like, you said something to the extent, um, I don't know if heaven's going to be big enough for all of us.
Right.
And I said, well, I kind of disagree. But this song, to me, has such a powerful message in it. I loved it. I love the way the video was shot. Your lyrics in this video, it touched me in a way that you couldn't even imagine. This is a very, very powerful song. And I think everybody should put this on their playlist because it has a very true meaning, art meaning to it. So here is Cymple Man and Bradwin DeVille in Prayer.
Hey.
Amen. Just say a prayer for me, like no one's there for me. Please say a prayer for me. Just say a prayer for me, like no one's there for me. Please say a prayer for me. Yeah. When you're down on your knees, say a prayer for me, please, cause I'm in need of that peace. And your prayer just might be the fuel. It's been a while since I've been vulnerable. I know that I gotta have faith, but I wonder if I'm too late denied from ever seeing that gate that I've heard about my whole damn life. I hope that I don't hold the pain inside the rest of my life like I'm living a lie. Sometimes it's hard to find a lifeline. I was baptized, never sanctified. Maybe that's where I fail. But all this talk from the church people about the non-believers go to hell, it's really got me questioning things like, really, why would that be? A deity on an ego trip? I just can't see. But I can see to believe that the people need us to believe, just so they can feed their greed. Add another 10% to the pot so the church can add another wing. But the funny thing is, it's looked the same since I was a kid. So where's that money going? You better hope God forgives. Just say a prayer for me, like no one's there for me. Please say a prayer for me. Just say a prayer for me, like no one's there for me. Please say a prayer for me.
Hey Lord, let me holler at you please. Feel like I'm at the plate blindfolded, holding the bat too tight, trying to catch a glimpse of light while God is calling balls and strikes. Swinging with all my might, whiffing at the high heat. The kicker is that I'm the one pitching, and here comes strike three. Cause I'm my own worst enemy, ain't we all though? I know I need to pray more and let it all go. I feel like I'm a good man, but I think we all know that heaven gon' be way too crowded if we all go. I understand why you made faith so tough on purpose. It's the perfect test when the rest of the world's telling you it's worthless. Can't have no ego if you supposed to be a humble servant. Why should I expect to see rewards if I don't deserve it? They got us all distracted, Lord. We on our Apple phones, standing on the same land that Adam bit the apple on. And I know our path is wrong, we gon' break her down. Man belongs to earth, and it's not the other way around. But I just want you to know, some of us still fighting. We see your blessings, my savior, that's why I'm still writing.
Just say a prayer for me, like no one's there for me. Please say a prayer for me. say a prayer for me. Like no one's there for me. Please say a prayer for me.
Just say a prayer for me. Like no one's there for me. Please say a prayer for me. Just say a prayer for me. Like no one's there for me. Please say a prayer for me. But I just want you to know, some of us still fight. We see your blessings, my savior, that's why I'm still right.
Yeah, to the nah, dog.
That has such a powerful message in it. I love that song.
KB at the end of the video, Juice Daily.
Yep.
Man, I want y'all to know, if y'all can listen to one thing I got to say out here. I love rapping. I'm a dope rapper. Bradwin DeVille, I'm probably not one of the most slept on people in this. Bradwin DeVille is probably the most slept on, underrated rapper that has ever tiptoed through country rap or whatever you want to call this genre we in. Bradwin is a Midwest, West Coast hip hop loving mother. Like, dog, he knows rap. He will rival anybody in hip hop knowledge in general. It's very hard for me to find a rapper or rap group that Bradwin ain't heard of and can't tell you a song by. And he's
I like
dope.
his I like his flow because he skips through it.
That's the same thing I say. Triple T. It's that West Coast. Like he's a big E40 DJ Quick type of fan, and he likes hitting the beat that way. I love how whenever we did, like back when we were doing I think Target had it was called what was the original thing? Trouble Gang. Trouble Gang was when Target was working with the artists out of the Czech Republic. I can't remember all their name. It's been 12, 15 years ago. But it was a lot of us involved with Trouble Gang too back then. And we had like 7 or 8 of us, Juice Daily also. And when we did these posse tracks where everybody got like 6 or 8 bars on it, and you did like a 4.5-minute song, man, those joints were awesome. And everybody hits the beat different. Everybody's trying to out-style each other and out-rap each other. And Bradwin would always come in and it'd be like undeniable. You knew when it was Bradwin rapping every time. Because when he comes in on the beat, he's skipping through it. He's doing that swab, that Midwest pimping shit. And that's all I'm going to say about him, because I hate him. He sucks. He's an asshole. He owes me $27 and I don't like him. Fuck him. That's it. I'm done with him.
Well, anyway, Agent Raps, appreciate the super chat. He says, salute to Cymple, man. Definitely been a fan ever since I first heard him. He's another dope artist. Shout out to Agent Rap. Shout out to Big Buzz in the chat. Shout out to Dunbar. Shout out to Pawpaw Fresh.
Me and Big Buzz might work on something too. He hit me up. We got a piece of a track. Might be heading.
That's my big homie right there.
Yeah, that's the dude, man. Buzz shows a lot of love, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. Now this part of the interview, I call it the hot seat.
All right.
I'm going to ask you 30 questions. Quick, fast, and easy.
All right, let's go.
Whatever comes to your mind, just spit it out.
All right, let's go. I like this, man. You good with this, Triple T? I like this. Let's go.
All right. What's your favorite snack?
Yet. I don't know, man. I'm trying to stay away from snacks. I'll just say jalapeno Cheetos, man.
Okay. Favorite chip? Jalapeno Cheetos?
I change it up. I'll go with Ruffles cheddar and sour cream. I'll go with the classic.
Ooh, that's a good one right there.
Classic.
All right. What's your favorite soda?
Dr. Pepper. Got to be Dr. Pepper.
All right. Do you call it soda or pop?
I just call it Dr. Pepper. I just call it whatever the name of the drink is, really. I don't call it soda or pop or nothing yet.
I'm the same way. What's your favorite fast food restaurant?
Probably down here is probably going to end up being Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A.
Okay. Favorite ice cream?
Um, damn, dude, these are I love so much. I tell you what's a good ice cream is that it's gonna sound stupid, bro, but it's delicious. Snickerdoodle cookie dough blizzard from Dairy Queen. That shit is.
Now, that's a tongue twister.
Woo! I'm telling you, that shit is incredible. Snickerdoodle cookie dough. I might put that in a wrap. Don't nobody bite my shit. I'm using that. Jabs, you in here? You gonna bite it? Jabs gonna bite it.
All right, what's your favorite beer?
I've been stuck on Michelob Ultra forever. I know it's a girl ass beer. I don't like them IPAs and shit though. I go Mick Ultra.
All right, favorite hard liquor.
Um, rum. I like. Actually, my favorite right now has got to be Crown Royal Peach. I like Crown Royal Peach.
Okay. Now this one everybody gets hung up on. Your favorite rap song of all time.
Oh God, dude, that's I understand. That's tough. One of them, the first one that popped into my head right now was Tupac "Hit 'Em Up" just because I'm an asshole and I like when he did that. But my favorite all time rap song, God, man, that is extensive. Give me a second. Let me marinate on that for just a second.
Mine is Tupac Mama.
Dear Mama's Dear
Yeah.
Mama's a good one.
Yeah, that's my favorite. All right. Favorite country song of all time.
You know what? I really like I think it's Sawyer Brown with the I ain't first class, but I ain't white trash and wild and a little crazy too. But yeah, that I like that song a lot. That's not my favorite. I say my favorite is God damn, dude, there's a lot of them. Man, since I'm wearing Johnny Cash, I'll say Ring of Fire. We'll go with Ring
Okay.
of Fire.
Favorite mainstream artist.
Right now, favorite mainstream artist. God, dog. You talking about rapper?
It doesn't matter. Mainstream.
Um, that's tough, man. There's a lot of them out there. Who do I like? I don't know. I would say I'll just go with Kendrick Lamar right now. I like what Kendrick's doing.
Okay. Who's your favorite independent artist?
Um, I should say Wiz Khalifa right here. I'm not even gonna go that route no more. Favorite independent artist? Simple Man.
There you go. Hey, that's the best answer right there. That way
Yeah.
you can't. That way you can't daggone be put between a rock and a hard place.
Favorite independent label? Trailer Made. Trailer Made Records. There we go.
All right. What would be your favorite collaboration? And it doesn't have to be with you. It could be independent, mainstream, just two artists who you like to see to work together, or it could be you and someone. It doesn't matter. Your favorite collaboration.
Okay, this is the first thing that popped into my mind, and this is my homeboy too. But I also just know he's wild, and I would like to see him do this. This is gonna sound crazy, but it popped in my head. My boy Dirty from Pennsylvania. I'd like to see him do a track with Disturbed.
Okay.
That would be two crazy fuckers, bro.
What is your favorite TV show presently?
Um, I have been currently stuck on that one I was talking about the other night in the reactions called the Golden Goldin. I think is how it's
About the
spelled.
baseball and football cards?
It's about everything. They had Cleopatra's hand, mummified hand on there the other night that they were trying to auction off. It's all kind of shit.
Who the
And
hell would want to buy a hand?
bro, people will buy all kind of shit, dog. I don't know.
That's crazy. All right, what's your favorite TV show of all time?
I used to really love Sanford and Son. That's another thing. You asked me about my granddad. I would sit down and watch Sanford and Son with him too.
Okay.
I'll say Sanford and Son was my favorite TV show of all time.
What's your favorite comedy movie?
Woo! That's tough, bro. That's a long list.
Because I know you're big into comedy.
Yeah, I am, dude. Man, I went back and watched it the other night again, and I'll just go with the OG comedy movie Friday, bro. The original
There
Friday.
you go.
Went back and watched it again the
That
other
shit's hilarious.
and died laughing about parts I didn't even catch, man. It's amazing.
All right, what's your favorite horror movie?
Mm. Favorite horror movie. Man, probably that Rob Zombie
Devil's
joint.
Reject?
Yeah, man, that shit was tough, bro. I love
Yeah.
that shit. That shit ended hard as hell too.
It sure
That
did.
that was a good one. Now I
It was
like.
based out of Georgia too, wasn't it?
I can't remember, man. I can't remember where that was based out of, but that
I
was
think
probably
it was.
that was probably his best movie, in my opinion.
All right, your favorite action movie?
Action. God dang, T. You should have gave me some clips. Because when you're on the spot, man, I'm an old dude. There's a lot of movies to go through, bro. Favorite action.
Ooh.
Uh,
Ooh.
you know what? I'll say this. This might be corny. I don't care. I just watched the new one today, and I'll go back. I'm a comedy dude, and I'm a fan of both these guys, even though their personal lives, they're weirdos or whatever. I like them on screen together. I'll go and say Bad Boys. The Bad Boys franchise has been great to me. It's a little far fetched on the storylines, and there's Rambo. You can say a lot. There's Predator. Actually, fuck that. Predator, the original Predator. Bye bye, Bad Boys. Predator, the original Predator, is still gonna be good to me, dog. That thing was the most awesome looking shit in a movie ever to me as a kid, bro.
It was.
I used to get in trouble in class for taking my watch, and I'd stick pins in it and shit, and I'd have my hand where you couldn't see it, and my buddy'd be like, do it, man, act like Predator, and I'd creep up on these girls and stuff, and I'd be like, "Rah!" and I flip the pins out of my hand. I like shoot at them with it and shit to get on my ass for that shit. Stupid.
All right. What's your favorite sneaker? Athletic shoe.
Right now, I've done all the wearing the Jordans and messing them up my whole life, and right now, I just like these jokers. Damn, boy, right here. New Balances, bro. I like these New Balances. They're comfortable. Tie them up. If I want to lace them tight and play some ball in them, I can do that too.
Okay. What's your favorite sport?
To watch or play.
Either.
To play is baseball. Or right now, I'm too fat and old, so it's slow pitch softball, which I did hit a triple down the right field line in the game the other night. Not a big deal, just letting everybody know. Oppo down the line, just airbrushed it over there. Nice little slap shot. You know what I'm saying? Favorite sport to watch is football, dog. And there's not a better time on earth to be a University of Georgia fan than right now. We suffered for so long. I don't give a shit. Everybody can kiss my ass. If I come off cocky and mad, and I'm just happy that they're actually winning for once in my life like they are. And I'm not trying to be an extra cocky dickhead, but everybody should honestly just be like, I respect what Georgia's doing now because they had so many years of just getting their ass whipped. And as a Georgia fan, we watched that forever. But I really like I love watching Georgia football, but I really get into the NFL. I watch Red Zone when it comes on Sundays. I watch as much football as I can, man. I love it. It's fun to watch.
Okay. So we already know the next answer. Your favorite college football team would be the University of Georgia.
Oh yeah.
Favorite college basketball.
Ah, I don't even watch it anymore. I tell you what, I'll say this team just because they've helped me win some Sweet 16 brackets and stuff over the years. Some of those brackets, Gonzaga. There you go, Gonzaga. But
Okay. Favorite pro football team.
uh, my favorite is the Falcons. Now, the Falcons are a horrible program that does not know how to draft, does not know how to keep players, and has
They
not.
had head, they had head coaches thought that Elvis was still alive back in the day.
Yeah, they've had some really bad stuff through the years. I'll tell you what, I've always liked the Detroit Lions too. I got a Detroit Lions hat. I got two Detroit Lions helmets in there. I've always liked them, bro, because they've always been the underdog. They're always trying to fight, and they finally putting together a good team. They've had some of my favorite players. So,
All right. Your favorite pro basketball team.
um, man, growing up, I loved the Bulls. I loved watching the Bulls, bro. I got to see, all the great Chicago Bulls teams. I'm a Georgia boy. I'm always going to root on the Hawks, but the Hawks just hadn't had much fun to watch through the years besides Mutombo, Trey Young now. I don't know. I kind of there's about a good 10, 12 years where I didn't give a shit about basketball at all, pro or college, and I didn't watch much. But I'll say the team I've been the fan of the longest, or a team I've been a fan of the longest, has been the Chicago Bulls, and that's strictly because of Jordan and all the dynasty shit they had going on when I was little.
All right. So who's your favorite athlete of all time?
Woo! I will say, man, that's tough, dude. I really do. I'm a sports guy, and I have a lot of them I like. Bo Jackson.
Really? You like him over
Bo Jackson, bro.
the
I like
biggest the
I like
biggest running back that ever played for Georgia? He
listen,
went
man. I love all those guys. You said one, pick one. And I
Okay,
got
I got you. I
and,
got you.
recently, like, you know, Dion is probably a close second to that because you say athlete, you know, those guys were the epitome of it, bro. They're getting on planes, scoring touchdowns here.
Okay, since you brought up Dion, let's see how well you know this. 1989, Deion Sanders rookie into the Major League Baseball. Who did he first play for as a rookie?
In
It's an
baseball,
80, it's an 89 upper deck. If you have an 89 upper deck
he had a
selection,
football. They used a football picture, right? They used
nope,
that.
nope. He was in a baseball uniform.
Yankees.
Very good.
It was the Yankees.
Yep. Played for him for 14 days before he got transferred to the Braves.
Yep.
All right. What's your favorite hobby?
Um, I like golfing a lot lately. I've been golfing more. I wouldn't call music a hobby. Music, I still feel like is
A
a dream.
passion.
I feel like a dream. I feel like I'm working towards a goal with that. So I'm not gonna call music or anything involved with it a hobby. But that takes up majority of my time. But
Okay.
golf, I've been getting into golfing. Like, poker, man, poker's big for me.
Yeah, because I know you're a big card player.
That's probably my favorite hobby. That's my favorite hobby, playing those big tournaments.
All right. What's your favorite weapon of choice?
Uh, just probably I'll just say my Taurus 9. I like that 357 that me and Target bought though.
Okay. Who's your favorite president?
I'm gonna catch some shit for it, but I'm gonna say you can't argue with numbers. People want to argue with numbers and they want to take personality into the equation way too often. I will say, since I've been here in my lifetime, it probably has been Trump. People don't want to hear it, but it probably really has been. And I'm not a super Trumpster guy. I just look at facts and I just look at the way you know, he had the economy. He had us. It felt like we were standing for something again globally with him there. It really did. To me, it did.
Okay. Favorite book to read to the kids?
We got a book called Daddy Loves You. I like to read that one to Reese. It's a little small one. It's I think we got it at a Christian bookstore, but I like that. But I really like the fact that she is now going back and reading, talking about rhyming and rapping. One of the first things that made me fall in love with rhyming was Dr. Seuss, man, at a young age. And she's starting to read Green Eggs and Ham and Oh, the Places You'll Go and Red Fish, Blue Fish. She's reading now. She's 6. Nothing's cooler than that, man. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, my life is blessed. I have a blessed life. I get to sit here at night while my little girl is reading me a book. You know what I mean? Like, some people don't get that chance. Some people, get locked up for some bullshit or dumb shit and get that time took away. Like, I mean, not just that, but other situations happen and people don't get
Or being in the military and being deployed.
any of that, bro. People miss steps and everything because of their job. I mean, it can be something you actually have zero control over, you know?
Believe it or not, I did not see my kids for 3 years because of the military.
Yeah. It's a
You know,
lot of
when I was a drill sergeant, I'd wake up at 3:45. My kids were still asleep. I get home at 11 o'clock. My kids were asleep. For
Yeah.
3.5 years, it was like that.
Yep. I know go on with my job, I know when I get forced to night shift for a 3-month rotation, after coming back off 3 months, it feels like you've been there for 3 years, man. Your kids look different. I mean, you see them on the weekends and stuff, but they're getting bigger, they're getting taller. You're back around on days and you're like, hang on. When do we start doing this? No, you're not getting away with it. You know, you got to come back in. And so, I mean, them people that get deployed on those subs for months at a time, man, and in all branches of the military to get deployed, dude, my hat's off to them, bro. That's why I kind of like what I do at my job, because I feel like I'm able to kind of give back a little bit doing those refits on the submarines and things, working in direct contact with the Navy and the military. It's pretty cool when you're able to sit there with the CO of a submarine that's going out, that is a nuclear deterrent, something that's keeping us safe over here at night, and you're giving him status updates on, information that's necessary. You know what I mean? That's that really it feels good. I know you know about it. I know you've been.
Yeah.
But
Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, it's just good. You feel a sense of accomplishment when you get something done the right way.
What's the favorite thing to do with the family?
With my family, we like going to Top Golf. We like I like going to my stepson's football games, which we're getting ready to go to a lot of those, and really just being here with them, man.
All right, and last but not least, and this is for the ladies, they would like to know: are you a boxers, brief, or commando type of guy?
What ladies? There's no ladies that has that, dog.
Yeah.
There's boxers all day, man. I'm boxers everywhere. I don't know. Like, yeah, it's just boxers, man. I ain't wearing none of them tighty whities. I probably look like Bill Ferrell in Talladega Nights out there if I wear them tighty whities.
Well, there you have it, folks. There's the 30 questions of the hot seats by Cymple Man. Well, look, Cymple Man, I appreciate you coming on and doing this. I hope that you had fun as much as I did. I hope somebody learned more about you that they didn't know. I do believe that you're an underrated artist. I believe your numbers should be way bigger than they are. And I believe that your future in the music game is going to be a lot bigger than you can ever imagine in the next 2 years. That's what I personally believe.
I hope so, bro. I hope you're right with that. And I do it. Hey, man. And also, I want
Well,
to
I will say this before you say that. Every prediction I've ever made with an artist has came true.
well, cheers to that, brother. I hope you're right. I appreciate it. I do want to tell you this, man. All you guys that are helping us get out here and do things, like I'm pretty bad about not getting myself out there. So I do appreciate you letting me come on here and taking the time out of your day to do all this too, bro. I know it ain't just for self. I know you're doing this because you enjoy the music and I think you enjoy the people along with it too, you know?
Oh, I've been a big fan of yours from the very first song that I heard from you that you did with Big Poe. And if you go back and listen to that reaction, I was like, Big Poe, I don't know where you got this guy from, or wherever you got him from. You need to do more music with him because this dude is fire.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
That's why I asked you on the rundown, did you ever play college ball? Because
I said
one reference.
Yeah. Yep. Nah, I will.
So
Somebody
yeah.
had asked me if I've ever been to if I've ever been to Kings Bay. Yeah, that's where my job is. That's where I work at. That's Kings Bay, Georgia. That's Camden County. That's where I'm living. So, yeah, man. Thank you, Triple T. I look forward to doing some more with you, bro. Let me know anytime you want me on the rundown or whatever, bro. I'm here.
Hey, you're more than welcome to come up anytime you want. Like I'm being dead serious. Anytime you want to come up and judge, just hit me up, and I'll make a spot for you.
Sounds good, brother.
Like for real.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, folks. This is Cymple Man. Go check him out. Go check out his social medias. It's Cymple Man. That's with a C, just like you see down at the bottom. Not Cymple Simon. Cymple Man. That's his old name.
And also this year already, the Grindstone album has dropped in January. If you hadn't heard that, go check that out. All this stuff is out now. And I got an EP with your boy Dirty of Outlaw Nation called Big Dogs. Both of those projects are out. Just dropped a R&B style song. And I didn't sing it, but I rapped on it with West Nile and Mike Stevie. That one's out. That's called Silence. And I got another EP that's going to be on the way. And look for, and y'all go cop that new FJ Outlaw that just dropped too. And that's it. I think that's all I got to promote right now.
And like I've always said, the average person spends $10 a week on stupid stuff. Take that $10, go download your favorite independent artist, whether it's one song or 10 songs or 10 different artists. It's only 99 cents on iTunes. Go help them out. That's the only way they can keep putting out music, because what they do, it costs them money to do it. And this is one way you can support them. So instead of going to Starbucks, go cop that song. Like, yes, for real.
Appreciate it, big.
We're going to roll out with this one right here. When this song ends, the stream will end. Cymple Man, much love and respect to you. I appreciate you coming up. And like I said, you're more than welcome to come on the rundown anytime you like.
Yes, sir. Salute, brother.
All right. Here's Big Poe, Big Dog featuring Cymple Man. I'm going to encourage y'all to listen to his verse because it is dope.
Gon' hate what a hater can't see. Let me see you throw it up if you feel like me. I'm a one of a kind, you can't get like me.
Hey, I got 'em,
Cause a hater gon' hate what a hater can't be.
Y'all some shit rappers. My spit smoking like pit masters. I'll tighten up your windpipe like it's inside the bite of a pit master. Big facts, now Jack, I'm just a big factor. 7th round linebacker, sacking players I was picked after. That chip on my shoulder is bigger than Lizzo. Got a little Mac that'll bust you in your guts like King Hippo. I ain't a killer, but don't push me, partner. Too cocked by the bed for the boogie monsters, and they hot and ready like little seeds. Catch 3 right above the knees. Blood flood your dungarees. That's 2 of the goats, and we ain't talking about no country shit. We talking about some run and get whoever think they fucking with the big dog. Salivating for my black gun. Let 'em run. I'm a catch dog. Here I come. Got him, coach, we playmakers over here. We underground, we always get it from the mud. You crystal clear, don't get it twisted with that white trash fresh. Cause up on this mic shit, it just ain't many like this left. They think that talent's validated through some website, so I don't get online and bark. I'd rather get on tracks and bikes.
A hater gon' hate what a hater can't see. Let me see you throw it up if you feel like me. I'm a one of a kind, you can't get like me. Cause a hater gon' hate what a hater can't be. I'm a big dog. You in my yard now, I'm pissed off. I'm on my porch with a pistol. Yeah, I'm a bark like a big dog, and you can kiss my ass. Yeah, I'm on your ass like a Catahoula curd dog deep in the grass. You ain't welcome in my yard, you can't sit up on my porch. If you come around here, get ready to hold the torch. City slicking, fiddle picking, taking over the woods. Hell no, y'all got them thinking they could. I ain't one to hold my tongue, and I ain't scared to go to heaven. Get to stepping, hippie hop to the top. I'll be the reverend. You can be the pulpit, sick of all the bullshit. You knocking at my door, then I'm empty in the full clip. Coming after mine, everything is posted. You was really badass, now your head is toasted. Yeah, a hater can't hate what a hater can't see. Let me see you throw it up if you feel like me. I'm a one of a kind, you can't get like me. Cause a hater gon' hate what a hater can't be. I'm a big dog. You in my yard now, I'm pissed off. I'm on my porch with a